Hello, everyone. How we all doing today? I'm Axel. This is Eli,
Hello.
and oh yeah, let's just check if my mic is any good. Oh, wait, hold up. Can you guys hear us now? So yeah, how's everyone doing today? I just got a great one thing. Do this quickly.
You couldn't have done this before.
Yeah, I thought I changed it, but like um okay, one sec. Yeah, today we're going to be talking about Superman 2025, directed by the one, the only, and the very unique James Gunn.
We've taken notes because we were aware this was going to be a bit heated, so it was best to come in prepared.
Yep. So, do you want to go first? Let's start with our pros.
No. Let's start so everyone knows where we're coming from because we're two different audience members.
Yeah.
So we're going to start by just saying like what our expectations were, what kind of audience member we are, if we have any sort of connections, for example, like Axel's a DC fan, I'm not, things like that, just so you know where we're coming from. And so you can understand if we have any biases, what our biases are.
Yeah.
So do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
All right. So I'm very neutral. Like, I don't mind some superhero films. I don't care necessarily if it's DC or Marvel. I have watched past DC films and it's like, yeah, they were fine. I didn't mind them. Most recent years, I haven't really gone to see them. But going into the film, again, I think I'm closest to like a general audience member. Now, I am quite picky with the films I like, but I can see it from other people's perspective. And I'm well aware that just because the film's not for me doesn't mean I can't see that other people would enjoy it.
Yeah.
I also went in very neutral. Like, I wasn't expecting anything. I wasn't expecting it to be good. Wasn't expecting it to be bad. I hadn't seen a lot of the marketing. I had maybe seen one or two trailers, maybe a few photos here and there, but that's about it. So I went in very, very neutral. I just wanted to see a good film. That's all I wanted. But I also had the understanding, like, this isn't my kind of film. So even if it wasn't for me, I still wanted a film I could at least watch and maybe even engage in a little.
Yeah.
But that's where I was coming from when heading into this movie. Actually, you're saying.
So where I'm coming from is that, look, I'm a big DC fan. I've loved this stuff for like a decade and stuff. And since the Superman this is like technically the first of the new DC universe, and because like the other ones were kind of lackluster, and so I was expecting, okay, look, when this was first announced, James Gunn's doing a DC movie, I wanted to throw up in my mouth, honestly, because I was never a fan of I didn't think he was right for the role, and I just don't think, yeah. But I gave this movie a shot. I really enjoyed the trailers. I thought those trailers were really good, like especially with the music. Yeah, I know the music is technically just John Williams, but you know what I mean. Like they gave those trailers gave me chills, and so like I was expecting, okay, this is going to be a decent movie, and yeah, so yeah, that's where I'm coming from. And look, I with Superman stuff, I love like My Adventures of Superman, Superman the animated series, Man of Steel, like all those ones, like, and yeah, so yeah, where should we go next?
All right, well, let's just start. At the end, we'll give our overall rating, but the way we're going to go from here is like we're going to say what we thought was good, what we either enjoyed, what was the positives. We're going to start very positive before we dive into the negatives of the film.
Yeah.
So we'll start positive only, and then we'll discuss the negatives in a second. So, yeah, that's where we're just gonna reference our notes here.
Let's say hi to the chat first. Hello, Ronaldo. Yo, what's up? The view with Drew. Hey, what's up? Well, it's good that you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm glad.
To me,
some
the
people
movie
enjoyed
felt
it.
like they just straight up brought a comic book to life. That can be good, but also
Look,
it depends how it works. But I'm glad you enjoyed it.
no, also a disclaimer. When we do get into the negatives and our overall review, remember, like, this is still our opinions.
Opinions,
and
yeah.
Some people might have enjoyed it. And again, I think it's great. If you enjoy the film, congrats. But again, everyone's open to be able to enjoy and dislike films they want.
Love that. Yeah, thank you very much. I did have to do the omelet challenge for that, but yeah, it was difficult. Not as difficult as watching this movie. I'm sorry, but
Okay, look, let's just get into the positives.
I
think if
do you want to go
get into
first?
All right. So for me, the positives were I didn't mind the overall plot. Like, there was some little bit all over the place, but the general premise of where they wanted to go and the main plot points, I think, were okay. Like, the concept was there. Lex Luthor's character, I think they did a pretty good job. The actor they chose, like, I've seen him in a few films. I don't mind the actor. I will say he probably could have been a lot better, but that I don't think was the actor's fault.
No, well, I don't.
Casting, look, overall, they did a really good job with casting at the end of the day. And I think most of the actors, I don't think they had any like actual terrible actors in the film. I think the actors did the best with what they either were directed to do or what they had to work with. Then I would say pacing. Pacing was all right. At times it felt a little off or like slightly too fast, but overall, the pacing of the film, good. Like, you spend enough time on certain scenes to understand enough, but the pacing was all right. Next would be sound mixing. So, like, some Marvel films, particularly, you have a lot of issues where, like, talking's really quiet, special effects are really loud, or the music is overbearing. For the most part, the sound mixing was all right. I will say some areas the music was really quiet, but overall, the sound mixing was really well balanced, so you could actually not be overwhelmed with really loud and really quiet. Then some of the jokes and one-liners hit. I'm not hit. My comedy is very, very
It's very different.
unique. Yeah, so
very different from mine.
It's not my kind of humor. James Gunn's humor has never been my kind of humor, really. But some of the jokes, unfortunately, I wish there was more. Again, a lot of the jokes didn't hit.
I did find some jokes funny.
But some jokes, although I didn't laugh in the cinemas, people were laughing.
Yeah, even at the worst moments, they were laughing. I was like,
I could see the humor, and I was like, okay, it's not my humor. Some of them, but I could see some. It's like, oh yeah, that could really work. Then costuming design, like the overall color choices, the ideas of the costume, and the casual costumes, like, again, for a lot of the side characters, like in the Daily Planet and stuff, they were done pretty well for the most part. There were issues with the costuming, but not necessarily the designs.
I was kind of distracted about because I did not like the Superman suit. So I was like I kind of forgot how bad the suit was during the movie. And you know what? I think that was a good thing.
Yeah, but overall the costumes were okay. Like, they were, the concepts were there and they do work. However, and I'll get that into the negatives, I did have a few issues, but it wasn't necessarily the costume designs themselves. That was mainly all the positives. Because I'll get to into the details and the negatives for me personally, but those were the positive parts, and I really want to shed light on the positive parts before I get into the negatives, because unfortunately for me, there were a lot of negatives. But that's just me. Axel, what were you for like the positives for you?
All right, so for the positives, all right, let me get my list up. David Corenswet as Superman. I think he did a really good job portraying the character. He really showed that, like, because I've heard the phrase that Superman is a friend to everyone, and I think it was really good. It was really well portrayed here. You know, I think I liked seeing all the interactions. Like, oh yeah, by the way, we're doing a spoiler review. So
yeah, I forgot to.
yeah, no shit.
Whoops, by the way.
But yeah, so like yeah, so I liked how he saved all those animals. Well, it was just a squirrel and a dog, and what else? Yeah, I don't know. Like him checking up on everyone of seeing if they're all right. I like that. I like that part. And so, what else is that? Lex Luthor being diabolical, and he was just a hater. I think that was spot on as Lex Luthor, and yeah, that he looks really good in like just in a suit in general. I'm like, fucking hell, he's bald as fuck. He went from playing Beast, like one of the hairiest characters, to Lex Luthor.
I mean, he had done other roles between.
Yeah, I know, but like in comic
kind
book
of
roles,
had similar feels.
I know.
Lex Luthor, so you know, it was.
Guy Gardner. I was surprised that I actually did not mind Guy Gardner, because he was spot on.
Yeah, I agree with Tyler there. It's like, yeah, the casting, they did a really good job.
Oh yeah, that is actually the Tyler we know. I'm pretty sure that's him. I don't know.
I don't know, too many Tylers out there.
Yeah, there's too many Tylers. Like fucking hell. Like,
he's bald.
Yeah, that is true. Oh, thank you, Mr. Mighty. But yeah, so like Guy Gardner, he was pretty much accurate to how Guy Gardner is. He's a piece of shit, and yeah, I mean, in a good, I actually did not mind it. I thought I was gonna fucking hate him, and like, I kind of did, but I actually kind of found him enjoyable. I'm not gonna lie. What did you think of him?
I don't have much of an opinion. Like, look, the casting was good, and I know the characters seem to be good, but it's hard to say before we get to them. But it did find it a little hard to engage, so I can't say 100%. But I did think they did mostly a good job.
Yeah,
he seemed to fit that assholery role. So
yeah. What else did I like? Perry White was good, but I do wish we got more of him. I don't think he was in the movie enough. Perry, the boss.
Yeah, no,
Mr. Boss. Yeah. Not Mr. Boss from Smiling Friends. No, Perry White. Like, they gave him like even the cigar and
the smokeless
cigar. It's a problem. I don't know. It didn't really bother me, but I thought he was good. I do wish we got more of him. What else? Lois Lane was great. I do wish we saw Lois and Clark more together. I don't think they got enough screen time together, which I thought was just. I do think she is the best Lois Lane. I think because before I thought Amy Adams was the best Lois Lane, and I think Rachel Brosnahan like just topped that with. I think Amy Adams is now second place. So, and yeah. Some of the jokes were funny, like Crypto catching one of Mr. Terrific's spheres. I thought, I wasn't even expecting that, but I was like, okay, that makes sense. What else? Metamorpho liking the name of the Justice Gang, and that's how he gets in. I was like, okay, that's actually pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. That's the kind of stuff I do like, is those jokes. Yes, she did. She did.
Yeah.
Did you watch Batman v Superman? She literally uncovers that fucking the wheelchair was fucking lead made out of lead, and that's how Superman.
I can't remember for the Man of Steel what she does in that one.
She pretty much tracks down Clark.
Okay, yeah, but I do know in at least Batman vs Superman she is.
Relax. I still might go for the bathtub. Oh god, relax. But the soundtrack was all right. Like the theme, even though look, I do wish David Cornsworth got his own Superman theme. I didn't mind this one, but I wish he got his just an original theme, because I don't know. It's just going to remind people too much of the past. And oh yeah, by the way, Christopher Reeve's son makes a cameo. Did you? Like, I pointed that out. I was like, hey, wait, that's Christopher Reeve's son. Because I remember when they revealed that, I was like, and yeah, so I thought that was nice. the scene with Clark and Pa Kent. Hey, what's up? Guys, how you doing? You're here to defend crypto at all costs. Well, them and your we don't have. Oh, for fuck's sake, we don't have servants. Swear to God, don't believe any of the allegations. They're not true. They're not true. Yeah, the scene with Clark and Pa Kent. I thought that was very done well, but I don't know. I just wish, like, I don't know. It's just me, but I was expecting a joke to happen. I don't know, like,
Yeah, we'll probably get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that. I think the Fortress of Solitude was cool, and yeah, I like the Fortress of Solitude, and I like the robots as well.
I will say the robots did good at delivering their lines.
Yeah. So let's
again, just a reminder. This is our opinion. This is
our
what
opinion.
We took from the film and how we felt about the film. If you loved it, don't let us get in your way.
Yeah,
okay?
We are not.
You enjoy your film, but this is just how we felt. Okay?
This is how we felt. This is what we experienced. So take it as you will.
You can take it. You can leave it. You can whatever. But again, if you enjoyed it, congrats.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you can't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Even though I wouldn't understand. But so right. Do you want to go first with your cons?
Yeah. Okay. So here, unfortunately, are the cons. Now, I would describe this as things that fell flat. Most had potential.
Yes.
Or they had the groundworks, but it was the execution that just didn't work. I don't know why. I can't say 100% why, but I will say it just didn't hit. So here's what I have. Lighting. It felt like it was constantly bright. Like even when you're in that pocket universe, it felt very bright. Now I get it. I know why they want to go for that, but there wasn't a variation in lighting. Again, it all felt very bright to the point where a lot of times it's a very harsh, white, bright light, and it didn't help create a lot of mood. And when it was trying to create mood, for example, when Superman's like approaching Lex at the end, and it's meant to be like the sun behind him showing a beacon of hope, like that's clearly the symbolism they're going for there. It didn't hit. It came across more of an annoyance that the sun was behind him than the symbolism itself. And I think that's because it has been bright daylight for most of the film, even in the darker areas. I would say, so yeah, lighting, I think they could have done so much more with lighting. They didn't, and it ended up really not doing any favors for the film. Next, I'd say mood setting. A lot of the mood was lost, and this comes down to like, it didn't help. It felt very emotionless to me. Like the emotions weren't being captured and presented to the audience. The audience weren't feeling what they were meant to be feeling in scenes. And I think that's because like whatever it was, whether it was the setup towards that scene, in the scene, mood setting was just not present. At least for me watching it, I didn't get anything from it. Like I didn't feel anything in any of the scenes. Like I'm meant to feel sad at this point, but I'm not. Like, I know you're trying to make me feel sad, but I also am not getting accused and I'm not feeling invested. You haven't drawn me into the film and kind of set that mood. Next, music. The music was not great. It was
not good.
I can excuse needle drops when they're there. You know, I get it. I know why people do that. But the music itself, right? A good soundtrack to a film, it helps enhance the film. And it's something that also would allow you to then be like, oh, great soundtrack. You can also like listen to it outside of the film and enjoy it. Not all films need an excellent A+ soundtrack, but I did find that the soundtrack did fall very flat. Even the music they made for the film, it was either really quiet or just not great music as a whole. And some of the song choices just didn't suit.
What's up, Jose? This movie was so dumb. I guess that's what people want, dumb movies. You might be onto something, Jose.
It depends what you go to see. It depends why you're going to watch it as
Okay,
well.
it was too Guardians of the Galaxy coded.
Can I say
too similar?
Look, it was very much Guardians of the Galaxy. However, also I don't agree with the song they chose. It didn't feel like it fit. It was a very odd choice. Like, I get what they're doing. It's to just juxtapose what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Look, line delivery. So I found personally, and I don't think it was the actors. I really don't.
I don't blame the actors
But
one bit. I think they were trying.
A lot of the lines and the line delivery felt very flat, very almost mechanical and lacking in emotion. I don't think that was the actors. I really don't, because it was so consistent across so many actors in the movie that it clearly had to do with whether it was the script, whether it was directing. It felt like it was not the actors themselves, but a lot of things felt like they just weren't hitting. It just fell and hit the floor, which made it really, really hard to engage in the film and actually get invested, be interested in the characters. I couldn't, because it felt like there was just no emotion there. It felt so manufactured. It was hard to get invested. Next was settings. So, like,
that's a crazy joke.
Like, certain sceneries and settings, I get it. It is a set for the most part, but in movies, you need to convince me. You need to trick me into feeling like, oh, this is real. It didn't. I felt like I was almost looking at all the different layers and it wasn't merging. And again, it felt very disconnected to the point where it's like, oh, yeah, these are just actors on a set. And it was hard to then really get drawn into it. And that's the thing, like drawing people in and captivating them. For me personally, I'm sure some people in the audience were, because they were laughing and they seemed, to be drawn in. But yeah, captivation, and holding me in, and like, again, taking me into that world, it just wasn't there. It was just like missing the mark somehow. Camera work. There were so many shots of faces.
Wide angle lens. It took me out of it. Like,
it didn't feel like it was giving what they were intending, and it just was a bit off-putting, having to stare close up to certain characters' faces, and it felt like it held there too long. Like, I wouldn't mind them using those shots. Like, they have their purpose. They're shots for a reason. But some of them were on that shot for so long that they could have had more in there to help maybe show a bit more action or something. It was an odd choice, a lot of the camera work, especially those close-ups.
What's up, Venom?
Next, some of the jokes. Now, when I say some, unfortunately for me, a lot of the jokes just didn't hit. And I think there were even jokes that I didn't even know there were jokes.
People were just laughing.
People were laughing, and it was just going straight over my head. Now, yeah, there are some dumb jokes. Whatever, I get it. Some jokes are just very kiddish. Yes, I know they're going to be there because they're clearly trying to go for a family film. But at the same time, there were jokes that clearly just weren't done well and just fell flat. But I know some people were enjoying the jokes because there was laughter in the theaters. However, I think a lot more missed than they hit. And now I've watched, again, I've only watched maybe 2 of James Gunn's films, and I can say, like, for example, Guardians of the Galaxy, it seemed like some of his humor hit a lot more than it did in this one. And I don't know whether that's because of the setting. He could maybe do more.
The characters, I think.
I'm not sure.
Maybe.
But yeah, in this one, it just wasn't hitting. Then, yeah, overall felt very robotic and like emotionless. Lack of impact. Hard to say lack of emotion, but I want to say I don't think it was the actors. I really don't. I just think it was either the material they had to work with and maybe even the direction, again, James Gunn wanted to go in, that made it maybe very restrictive on the actors, making it harder to act. I don't know. But because it was so consistent, there was almost this lack of emotion. but it was trying to create emotion. It's an odd thing. It's hard to explain. Almost done. Overall, I think one of the biggest things was it felt like the directing and the direction of the film. I think that's kind of what led to a lot of this disconnect and...
One sec. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's what led to like a lot of the disconnect and almost like, again, I think at the end of the day, it was the directing itself that caused a lot of the issues, because a lot of the other bad points I think would have been all right, but it just felt like a bland film, a very bland film, despite all the colors and even scenes with action going on. It just wasn't engaging me, and I was bored. I wasn't being drawn in. The script, for the most part, I didn't find great. A lot of the lines, like, yeah, I guess in conversations, they were like, okay, they kind of flow. But I don't know whether it was the delivery or the lines themselves, but I have a feeling the script just wasn't that good. It was just feeling a bit off. Not in a way where it was just bad. It just, I don't think, was working. And it wasn't kind of conveying those emotions. So yeah, I don't think the script was great. A lot of dialogue could have been much, much better and had more of an impact. Captivation, I said, boring, unfortunately. Hard to engage in. Character interactions, some of the character interactions, like you're meant to be feeling certain emotions, the interactions weren't there, or there was like potential. For example,
There was a lot of potential
with Lois and Superman. There was potential to have some really good chemistry, but I think whatever it was, whether it was the script or just what direction they wanted, the chemistry wasn't coming through. Like, it was possible, it was there, and I don't think it was the actors. I just think it was the settings and a few other things going on in the background that just led to it just falling a bit flat for me. And then I think overall, just poor execution, not in your typical bad film way. And that's why I don't want to use the word bad, because it's not a bad film. I
thought we said it was. I thought you said it was.
No.
Oh.
I don't want to use the word bad. Bad or
I don't want to say, I don't want to say bad either.
Look, bad implies something like the recent Crow movie, where it is just bad.
Oh, God. Fuck that movie. Fuck that. I remember defending that fucking movie. I regret it.
Look, I think what I would say is it had the groundworks and it had so much potential, but for whatever it was, the execution just wasn't there. And
they said, wait, hold on. They said they cut out more jokes. Okay, I'm also happy. Okay, I'm kind of glad they did. If there are more jokes, I'm kind of glad. It's super meh. It's just all right. Gun Glazer directing. Oh yeah, of course. Oh, you guys are gonna act like, yeah, you're always gonna have those guys there. But
and I think the best example would be, I go to the theater to watch movies. I am a picky movie. I know I'm not like going to be watching, again, Superman's not my film, but I know there were people that were enjoying it. However, for me personally, it wasn't engaging, even though it was very bright and colorful and things are going on.
Yeah.
I just wasn't getting engaged in the film. It wasn't hooking me. I was getting bored. It was feeling very emotionless.
You were texting.
I can tell you, I've never, before this, watching this movie, I have never been on my phone in the cinemas. I turn my phone off because I'm there to watch a movie. I want no distractions. This is the first time watching a movie in the cinemas. Even as a kid, I would do this again because I never had a phone. But this is probably the first time in the cinema I was bored and using my phone to distract myself, to give me something to do, because this film was not, again, films that are designed to entertain or give messages.
They're objective.
It wasn't doing that. I know some people clearly must have been enjoying it, but I found the film just uninteresting, unengaging.
I wouldn't say it's boring. I would say, I don't know.
But it had, look, it had good points when like at certain times, and it did have potential. But I just think for me personally, it felt really flat. And by the end, I was feeling very drained. Like I was feeling like nothing. Like, and I think I kind of wanted some kind of emotional connection after that because I have felt like I was watching robots and there was no emotion.
What, the
I
movie Robots?
no,
Okay.
no. I felt like afterwards I had seen so little emotion that I wanted to go out and get some emotion back. I don't know how to describe that. I don't know if that was just me, but overall, that's what I walked away. I think for me, it met my expectations. I expected nothing, and for me personally, I kind of got nothing,
Yeah.
which is sad because it would have been nice to actually go out and see a good film. You never want a film to be bad.
No, of course not.
But unfortunately, I don't know whether it was just me. Again, I know some people would enjoy this. Would I recommend it? Only if I kind of knew you. If I knew you were into like kind of simple films and you were the kind of person who just can watch anything and really zone out, sure. But if someone was to say like, "Oh, is it worth my money to go see in a cinema?" I would let them know like, "Hey, for me personally, it wasn't that good. Maybe wait until it's on streaming." That's unfortunately what I would recommend, unless I knew this was your kind of film. I wish that wasn't the case. It would have been really nice to walk away saying this was an amazing film, but it's just unfortunately not for me. And I wish I enjoyed it. And again, I don't hate Superman. I don't hate Superman as a character. I don't dislike superhero films, but I don't know what it is. This one just didn't hit for me. Axel, your turn. I'm sorry, I've
Okay.
been rambling on
No,
for a
no,
while.
no,
There's
no,
a lot
no,
to
no.
get through.
No, don't apologize. All right, let's start. The camera lens. Look, I get it's the same cinematographer from The Flash and Guardians 3. It still sucks. Wait, I'm sorry. With The Flash, there was like so many fucking zoom-ins of the head. Like the heads look so fucking big. And it kind of messed up with the CGI. And I was like, all right, next is Baby Joey. Oh,
Look, it's
God.
clearly just there for the kids. Like
It's
I
clearly,
don't.
yeah.
No offense. If you're an adult laughing at that, maybe you're a simple-minded person, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
You're lucky. But it really felt like that was definitely there for the kids. It was dumb.
It was giving me PTSD from The Flash. It's like, you know, from the Falling Babies. I don't even know what was worse. Actually, I think the Falling Babies was worse, but still, it's.
How would you rank it in terms of bad CGI babies?
I don't know. Oh my God. I don't know, but this is just something. It's just fuck. Look, it was so weird because when Baby Joey was in that fucking cell with that one fucking dude, it's like he was holding him like.
It was weird. It
was like holding it like this. It was like, are you a fucking puppet or what? Like,
and there was no like stakes. I felt no tension in that scene.
It was like the most ugliest piece of shit I've ever seen. Like
the
oh my
tension.
God.
You're meant to be like, oh, that poor child. He must do this. No,
but it just felt like so like woo, where they're in like the fucking. What was it? What were they drowning in? Like in like a river of whatever.
Antimatter.
Antimatter. It looks like fucking lava from Minecraft or whatever the fuck. I don't know. It was so stupid. It was just. Oh my God, it was so bad. That was so bad. And I'm like, and yes, I know Baby Joey is a thing from the comics. And which I was a bit confused with, like Metamorpho. I was like, wait, what's he? How? So they didn't explain how he was captured, and like nothing to do with Simon Stagg.
Look,
and his wife was there, like Sapphire Stagg, in that one scene. I was like, who the fuck's that? I was like, I wasn't like that. Eli was probably like that, but like
I wasn't like that. I was unfortunately not present mentally. No offense.
I don't blame you, but yeah, that was weird. And look, I didn't mind Metamorpho, but yeah,
like I get why they had it there. One, for jokes, and two, to show that Metamorpho's not a bad guy.
Yeah,
he's just a bit.
But I
think they could have done a lot better with that. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah. Okay, what else is there?
Yeah, go
The
ahead.
choice of the villains could have been better. Okay, so like
We already said Lex was good. Yeah.
Yeah, Lex was great.
But it's those
But
like
I'm talking about
second layer down.
the Engineer and Ultraman. Ultraman, I'm sorry, but like you could have just made him Bizarro. He was Bizarro without calling him Bizarro. And Ultraman is like a completely different character. He's like from Earth 3, like Crime Syndicate. You know that? With Owlman, Superwoman. Yeah, those guys. And so he looks like fucking Black Noir, except, secretly he is actually a comic accurate Black Noir.
Yeah,
somehow.
he kind of is. It's ironic, right?
Very ironic.
Because it's a clone.
Yeah, and what else? I was not surprised that it was just David Cornsweet underneath the mask.
Look, can I say the funny thing is I didn't recognize it was David Cornsweet, but that's just on me, not the actual film itself doing a poor job at the effects or whatever. I just couldn't recognize his face because one, I don't know the actor, and two, the problem is it was very hard for me to gauge. I was kind of getting almost like facial blindness at that point where it was all merging together. So I didn't realize. I was like, wait, who's that? And it actually to explain this is a clone of him. And I'm like, okay.
Okay, and the people thinking, oh, it's gonna be a previous Superman actor. It's like, no, they're gonna do it safe. It was so obvious.
It was a very, very safe film, and I also think that safety net was kind of a detriment to the film itself as well.
And it's just okay. And the Engineer, I think the actress did. I don't know.
Well, it's hard to
given. I haven't seen her in anything else, but I think I would have preferred other villains like Parasite or Metallo or Toyman or Livewire. I don't know. I would have made this film really differently.
It was a shame with her special effects too. They didn't feel weird. They didn't feel like they were working. And I forgot to mention this, but the only thing I found really annoying about the costumes is they felt like they weren't fitting quite right. Like there were folds and stretches, or it was like quite slightly too big. And I think one with is it Engineer?
Yeah, the Engineer.
I keep thinking of the Machinist or something.
Yeah, the Machinist.
With the Engineer, I think her suit, I don't know whether it was the choice of the material or something, but I don't know whether they were intending it meant to be like kind of like her skin, or whether she was actually wearing a suit.
Yeah.
But it just looked like she was wearing Lycra. It didn't even look like it was meant to be metal. It felt like she was just wearing a Lycra suit, which didn't suit at all. And you knew it wasn't meant to be a light Lycra suit. But it was hard to say.
Wow, this is what she looks like in the comics. I forgot she's silver in the comics. I guess they couldn't have.
I have a feeling they were trying to go for it to be.
I don't know. But I mean, we do have Silver Surfer in Fantastic Four.
Yeah, no, I don't mind the color scheme making like in the texturing, but it was when she was moving around and stuff. The costume wasn't looking.
Yeah,
quite right.
I don't know either, but
anyway, continue.
Yeah. All right. So what else is there? Hold up one second.
Distractions are present.
The costumes, I've said from day one, I've always hated that Superman costume. I think it's just ill-fitting. I'm sorry. Look, I know people have said, "Oh, but it's based off the strongman suit." I'm like, I don't care. All right, look, I'll show you what a good suit man. Look, even if you don't I love the Man of Steel suit, and I also love this. Hold up, let me get it up. I should have had this up before. Shit, where is it? Fuck. Let me get it up.
You trying to find a certain shot?
No, I'm just trying to find a good quality image. All right, share screen. Let me get it up. 1 second. This should have been the blueprint for Superman. Like, look how cool, look how good that is.
It's not as foam looking, which is
Yeah, it's
kinda
not as
nice.
fun looking. Like, look at it. It's really cool. And then you got hold up. You got this shot. I mean, this is basically. I mean, that's pretty much the same logo right there. But I mean, look at that. That is how you do a modern Superman costume.
If you, I guess, wanting to do an homage to the more,
Or just like I mean, just in general. That is how you do it. That is how you. Oh, whoops. Hold on a second. There we go. That is how you do it, and
But again, I know costumings can be
yeah,
preferences, but
they can be preferences.
I
and
know
they can
I
also
felt
be
like they were a
incorrect.
little ill-fitting, and just some of the stuff just looks a bit off.
Yeah. I didn't like the Justice Society, not Justice Society, Justice Gang suits. I'm sorry, they look too.
The trunks.
Even the trunks look better already. Oh yeah, of course. And yeah, what's up, Larry? Yeah, and I thought like the Justice Gang suits looked like they were designed by the same people who did Superman's costume. Like, yeah, I know in reality, it is, but like, come on.
I guess what he's trying to say is he's meant to be separate from them, but
yeah,
you
but like,
you were
it
getting
looked like he was made by the same tailor as them.
you were getting the feeling that it felt similar in a way that it wasn't meant to.
Yeah.
Am I right in saying
Yeah. All right, next is Eve Tessmacher. Yes, I know in the end that she was important, but holy fuck, I could not stand her saying, "Oh my god!" And,
Can we also acknowledge in the room the amount?
Can
Can we also acknowledge in the room the amount of dumb blondes was a bit unnecessary?
Yes,
and it just became annoying.
Yes, yeah, I know. It was just, my god, fuck. The Cat Grant. I'm sorry, she was annoying as hell. Eve Tessmacher. Okay, with Eve Tessmacher, I feel like. Also, why did she get arrested in the end of the movie?
I don't think so.
Because she's an accomplice.
No, she was left scot-free because I don't know.
Miss Tessmacher. She was an accomplice with Lex.
Also, Lex never kind of acknowledged her.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
weird.
It's like, why Eve? I get that he's rich and shit.
And also, why is she taking pictures? Like, if I was Lex Luthor, I was like,
I would be pissed off too. I'm like,
maybe look, because I know, for example, I know the original Lex Luthor had hot chicks again.
Yeah, I mean, he usually has like his usual like bodyguard is Mercy Graves.
Look, I know there's this weird trope, particularly an older trope, of villains having hot chicks around. Maybe they were playing off that, even though it's really dated.
Yeah,
but why was she allowed to take pictures if this is a super secret
that is
operation?
So stupid. I was like, fuck.
And you're in places you're kind of not meant to be, doing things evil villains do. I think I would not let her take pictures. You can keep her around if you really wanted to, which I still think is weird. But why was he letting her take pictures and just like not acknowledging her at all?
Yeah.
Like who? Like when I do remember thinking, who's the weird woman just taking pictures everywhere? Like, what is she doing here? What's her purpose?
I don't know.
It was weird. It was out of disconnection.
I do not know. All right, next part is Jimmy Olsen's side plot was dumb. Look, I do like that Jimmy Olsen was in this movie, and because we haven't seen Jimmy Olsen in a movie in like a few years. Yeah, it was like Lex is brilliant, but so self. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean that's just Lex Luthor in general. Yeah, and like, we haven't seen Jimmy Olsen in a movie in like 20 years or so. No, I am not counting Batman v Superman. Jimmy Olsen is a common name. Heck, I know someone named Jimmy Olsen. And so, yeah, that was not Jimmy Olsen. Okay, but in this one, like, you know what? I didn't mind this Jimmy Olsen. I just thought the side plot was just a bit weird.
I think one, it was
how is he how the fuck does he know Miss Tessmacher?
Look, I think they were meant to be X's or something. It was stated in a line.
Yeah,
but
really? Okay.
Yeah, but I will say it felt like it was just there for a plot device and comedy.
Yeah,
like it was just there to be like, oh, we need a way to expose Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
we'll use this. She was just almost like a plot point, just purely there as a way to then be like, oh, look at gave us a way to expose him in the easiest way possible, and for weird comedic use, which was also strange. Like the toe joke was not funny. It
Oh
was
yeah,
weird.
the toe joke. I was like, who the fuck is Mutant Toes? Like, that was so weird. Like, I don't know how to answer, but yeah.
Larry's got a comment. You're gonna have a look at that one.
Oh, it's interesting that they didn't make Jimmy as yeah. I'm surprised about that too. Like, usually he's like I mean, I am glad that Jimmy wasn't like gee Williger Superman or whatever the fuck. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Movie should have been 20 minutes longer. 2 hours is a bit too short. I think I think the movie was long enough.
I don't think it was the film time they had that was the issue. I have a feeling it was maybe the amount of stuff they were trying to put in, and maybe some shots they didn't necessarily need, but they clearly wanted to keep them in. That I think they sometimes filled a lot of the runtime with stuff that was either almost time wasty or they could have used their time better. I think it was long enough, but I think they could have used their time a bit better.
Yeah. 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 What else is there? Superman's Kryptonian parents revealed to be evil. Okay. With Superman's Kryptonian parents like Jor-El, which I got Bradley Cooper as Jor-El. I was like, I mean, I already knew that, but I was like, oh wow, that's how he looks. I was like, why doesn't he have the Superman S on it? I don't know. But
look, I think that's just a stylistic choice. I got nothing to say on that part.
We've gotten no. There shouldn't even be a gun cut to release with because he's a fucking director.
I don't think if there was a gun cut, I don't think we need it.
I don't think we need it. We don't need a lot of director's cuts like these days. I just feel like okay, so like with Superman's parents, like Kryptonian parents revealed to be evil. They did this. It felt rushed. It felt like I don't know. Something. It felt like it was right at the beginning of the movie, but then it was like I don't know. Why were they showing? I was so confused. Like, why were they showing Superman like a message he has probably seen before when he's injured? I'm like,
no. It was because he hadn't seen the full message.
Okay, I must have been aware.
You either missed it or you weren't paying attention. So what happened is he had only ever seen the start, like the first half, but then the rest of the file was corrupted. But when the engineer
but I mean, like they were showing Superman when he was like injured and stuff. Like,
oh, you're talking about like when he was like, that's not true and moping off.
No. Like when he's like in the fortress and he's like injured and all that, like when he's being being carried by the robot.
Yeah, what about that?
It's like, why are they showing him that message if he's?
I don't know, maybe to give him hope, but then he didn't know the full message.
Yeah, I know. And look, my adventures with Superman did it so much better. Like there was build up to it, and you look. I know that's a show. This is a movie, but I don't know.
No, they didn't have any S's on them. I can tell you that.
No, they didn't have any S's on them, which I was like, that's interesting. I'm pretty sure that Jor-El will be in Supergirl or maybe sequels, like maybe Krypton isn't really destroyed or so.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know what's going to happen with Supergirl or whatever.
That's why it's Bradley. What?
Maybe it's saying Bailey. I don't know.
Bailey, I think that's what
I'm not sure what they plan to do with Supergirl. We barely got anything on her, and the little bit we did get was...
okay, and to lead off with the Krypton stuff, like Jor-El and Lara being evil, why isn't Supergirl evil? Like, she grew up on Krypton. Like, so what does she think about, like, her aunt, uncle, like I get people in families don't always have the same beliefs, but like I don't know, it's just kind of weird. It's like you're mixing water with oil. It's just like choose one.
Had also like Superman not talked to his cousin?
Oh, they must have.
So surely she would have maybe said some things like,
yeah, of course. Oh my god, yeah, exactly. Holy shit, you just made a. Why didn't
Like, have they
Fuck.
not? Did she just arrive and be like, "See ya, look after my dog"?
Like later,
Did they not
bitch.
like?
Yeah, wait,
talk
what?
to-
Yeah, that good question. What the fuck?
I know. I just had a revelation. Right
Holy
now.
shit.
It's like, I'm your cousin. Look after my dog. I'm heading off.
Oh, by the way, your parents were kind of fucking evil.
Not even that. Just I'm out.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what it felt like.
look, I
don't
did
know.
think-
there was barely
I look,
anything
I look,
to
I
do
did-
with that,
I-
so can't say.
I
but-
did. I think Millie Alcott looked great as Supergirl. Giggity. But also, I just think I kind of did lose a bit of hype for Supergirl. Like, just, I hope she's not shit faced the entire movie. No, I haven't read Woman of Tomorrow. I don't really want to. I don't know. It doesn't look like it's my bag. But
I guess we'll deal with that when
Yeah.
we get there.
yeah. Also, okay, what else did that? Okay, the Daily Planet crew being on Mr. Terrific's ship was stupid. That was there for a joke. Oh, and then people say, "Oh, but they were there just to write the story." I'm like, yeah, that could have fucking evacuated. Do you guys think the message was real? A lot of people think. I honestly don't know.
Look,
And
I can't
if I
say.
was Superman, I would fucking ask Supergirl. But he didn't seem.
Well, the problem is because it's not given a lot of time, and we don't. Like James Gunn didn't do a lot of focus on it. It was like kind of there as a plot device to move things along, and just a way to villainize Superman more and push that. I don't know whether it would be doctored or not, and they're trying to. I don't think he plans it to be. I think that's what he wanted, but it's really hard to say because they're like, oh no, the forensics team, it's 100% authentic, and they had a few of those things, right? They did say like similar lines a few times, so I don't think it's doctored. I think maybe later on they might say that there was something else when the video was being recorded that influenced it, or maybe the video itself wasn't actually Superman's parents. I don't know. I think they might do something like that, like almost a little bit of a retcon later if they wanted to. But I think for the purpose of this film, I think they wanted it to be authentic. But that's only because they make so many comments on it a few times, enough for you to try and think like they're just trying to make sure you know it's authentic. I don't know if they want to change that later, but that's just what I think.
Yeah.
Like, I think they've left it open enough that if they want to make it that it was fake, they have enough to work with. But if they also wanted to leave it as authentic, they've got enough there that they don't have to touch it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know. To be honest, it's very
Right.
interesting.
What's your next point? You almost at the end. We're getting it.
We're getting there. Okay, wait. So, did we talk about the Daily Planet crew?
Oh yeah,
that was pointless. That was
Okay,
so
can I just say,
stupid.
Mr. Terrific's actor, he really was putting his heart in. He tried his best with the lines he was getting, which it was nice to see that. His costume is fine. However, he slowly started to be used more and more for some comedic stuff, and his ship was also used a lot for comedic stuff, and that just didn't hit. It was getting pretty dumb with the whole ship and stuff, and I know some people love the jokes that were happening, but it was weird because a lot of the Daily Planet characters, it was like you had a few shots at the start, barely knowing who these guys were, with maybe a few names being tossed around and maybe one or two interactions. But overall, when this whole team walks out as a general audience member who doesn't know any of the characters, when this whole team walks out to the ship, you're like, who are these people? I know they work in the Daily Planet, but who are they? Why are there so many of them?
It was like.
But that's just coming from someone who doesn't maybe know most of the characters or has only very limited knowledge on them. And again, we only got introduced with like a shot in maybe one or two places and very limited interaction with Lois and stuff like that. So it was a bit weird to see his whole team's like, that's a lot of people who we don't know a lot about, and it's a bit strange that you're all just hopping on this ship. But that was just me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he's trying to make it legit for now, but if he wants to change it later, he has enough to work with to change it later.
But yeah, Hawk Girl's annoying screeching. I get she's meant to be a hawk, but holy fuck, that was annoying. Like, I'm like, holy fuck.
Also, can I say some of the shots were really mean?
Oh my
like,
god, the fucking
they were not
they did
doing
not,
it justice. Some of those
no
shots.
pun intended, but gang, that was not justice.
That was. It didn't help. It did not help anyone
Sorry,
or
her
anything.
helmet looked so stupid. I'm sorry.
The shots didn't help.
The shots did not help. Like, they should have given her white eyes for the helmet. It would have worked better. What else? Yeah, I would have preferred if she was like, ha! Or just, I don't know. Oh, she does do that in the comics, but we've never seen her do that in animation.
Look, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's there for a reason. However, I think the amount of times and like maybe even the sounds they chose, I think they could have done a bit better to make it less. I don't know, annoying. It could have been cool instead of annoying, but it just comes across as annoying. You know,
Yeah,
I think it has potential, but it's like the whole thing of this film, potential.
if she did it once, I would have been okay with it, but she did it several times, and I was like, okay, that's enough. That'll do.
Next.
Okay, some dialogue and delivery felt a bit robotic. We already talked about that.
Yeah, the robotic.
Like, the needle drops. Fucking hell, the needle drops are so bad. Okay, I'm gonna talk the Mr. Terrific fight scene. I would have approached that so much differently. Like, I don't know, it just felt too Guardians of the Galaxy like. It's like it looked like a fucking Yondu fight scene. I was expecting him to whistle. It's just like the music
again, and like the red trailing lights and the
yeah.
Look, and again, I said this before when I did mine, but I get what he was doing. He's doing his typical juxtaposition, like up and beat, happy music.
Yeah,
dreadful
I would have
destruction.
done like some more action music, like
even if they decided to keep a needle drop, I think they could have done a much better song. And you know,
yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, the music.
It did. No.
Yeah. The problem is the music was bad all over. Even the last song they used with Superman, where he's in the chair looking at all his memories, that song did not suit.
No,
it did not feel like it made sense there. Again, listen to the lyrics, and it doesn't work. It feels weird having that there.
Yeah, it did. It did really. It felt too James Gunn, and I don't think James Gunn can help himself with. He's got to make his Gunnisms stick out. And you know, I don't have a problem when directors do this where they have their isms, but with James Gunn, it's just.
And you know, the thing is, I think there was a lot of typical James Gunn stuff. At least for me, I don't know about Axel, but at least for me, I probably could have looked past, or I wouldn't have minded if some other things, like major things, were done better. Then I could have been like, okay, it's just a James Gunn trope, whatever.
Yeah.
But because a lot of this really big, important stuff wasn't done so well, that stuff really began to stick out a bit more.
Yeah.
And it made it harder to, you know, it just was like a snowball effect. Like, the small things you can sometimes look past, because the stuff at the top wasn't that great, it all just slowly just started jumping out at you, and it became hard to ignore because it all just added up to this big snowball.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Jesus God. Yeah, the music I would have done so much better. And like, you know, Mr. Terrific, I thought he was cool. I think he looked the best in the entire movie. He looked the most accurate next to Superman, but like,
also, I don't know if it's just me, but it felt like his character did a 180. Like, he felt like a very different character at the end to what he was when we were being introduced at the start.
Yeah.
He felt very different from at the end. I don't know whether they were meaning to do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But he felt like a different guy from the guy we met.
Yeah.
In the start when he first gets introduced.
Yeah. Also, it's just, I don't know. Yeah, he was used for a lot of comedic effects. Okay, so, what did you think of Ma and Pa Kent?
One, they weren't really in a lot.
Yeah, they weren't in it a lot. Like, when we saw them at the farm, I was like, in the middle of the movie, I was like, holy shit, they're in this movie. I forgot about them because they were like used as like a joke of saying, "Oh, we're so old.
Look.
I can't figure this shit out."
Look,
So good.
I know why they did that. They did.
Yeah, it's a trope.
I know the phone call, it was meant to just let you know that, oh, they're both alive, by the way.
Yeah.
Because in a lot of the adaptations, they're
Yeah,
not.
either it's a heart attack, a tornado,
Like-
or who knows.
I know it's meant to be a comedic joke, but I think it was also to show you they're both alive. So that scene, I could look past it. It's stupid, but whatever. The scene,
yeah.
and again, the next scenes you kind of see them in. I know what they was meant to be a bit more emotional, but it wasn't working. And
no, it wasn't.
I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. I don't know. I think they could have worked with the actors they had, but I don't know. I think it was just the vision, the like itself was a bit odd,
Yeah.
and just maybe even the setup we did.
The
have
accent,
to them,
yeah, the accents
like
took me out of it. I was like, okay, you're a bit too southern with your accent. Like, oh, like you're making me you're trying to make me think you have the fucking Confederate flag hanging up in your living room. Like, holy shit! Like, tone it down.
like I could get away with the accents and stuff, but
it was a bit too much.
But I think the purpose of them being there, excluding the first scene for comedic value, the fact that they were meant to be there as that emotion and show that he was a good person and has always had like good values, it didn't hit. It was just poorly done and a little bit like they were there and then it's done.
Yeah.
So whatever purpose they did have, it just ended up being like they're there and then they're gone.
Yeah.
So it's hard. I don't know, because we didn't see enough of them or like a decent amount of them to know. Again, I could look past the accents if they were given actually good lines and the emotion was in the scene, but the emotion wasn't in the scenes.
They tried to, but I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it, and yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I do like that scene with Clark and Jonathan Kent, like just going to like heart to heart and like saying, "Oh, you are what you choose to be," and I'm like, okay, well that's pretty nice. And you know what sucks is that I was literally expecting this is on me, but like I was expecting a joke to happen any second. I was like, oh, okay. I was like even counting down. I was like, okay, anytime now. But like, and that's what kind of ruined it for me. And that's on me. That's not necessarily on the film. That's just on me. Because we've been conditioned to feel that way. What else is there? Some of the special effects looked really off. It didn't help with the camera lens at all.
And the lighting. Having such a harsh, bright light really is hard to work with for special effects and rendering to make it look cohesive. So I don't think the lighting helped a lot with some of like the CGI and special effects. Like personally, Crypto felt a bit off. Like you can see he's meant to be realistic enough, but now I say this to explain the feeling. It's very different but same. For me, with Crypto and some of the other characters, it felt like Who Framed Roger Rabbit in the sense where you have, there's this animated character. Again, you're meant to feel like they're real, but in your head, it's like they feel so animated, they don't feel like they're there. I feel like it would have been nice if there were some quiet scenes, if they actually were able to use an actual dog as a reference in just a few scenes.
They might have. I don't know if they did.
I don't think they did.
No, who knows?
But it would have been nice if they had an actual dog to reference, and they only used that dog in a few they didn't have to use it a lot, but it's a few scenes to help get a realistic reference to make that interaction feel a bit more real. But it felt like I was looking at a realistic cartoon character spinning around the screen. And that's not what you want. You're trying to show the audience and make them feel like it's real. Yeah. But it didn't do that.
By the way, I forgot to mention that Peacemaker cameo. That was kind of weird. That was weird. I was like, wait, he's just on TV? What the fuck? I mean, I didn't watch that Peacemaker show. Thank fuck I didn't.
I know why they did it, because, they're trying to show all the different works that are going on currently. But
yeah, I'll like, okay.
But I mean, at least you could take it or leave it.
take
It's
it. I
not
could
a
have
huge
left it.
thing.
I could have left it. I could have gone without it, but I mean, I don't just remembered it right now, to be honest. But what else is there?
Like I will say, it's the special effects aren't terrible. They're just off in a weird way.
Yeah. The mutant monkeys. That was so stupid. I was like, look, I'm all in for comic book wackiness, but this is so stupid.
It was
and you know what? It
weird.
almost felt like it was because Gunn has said that
I'll be right back.
because Gunn has said that he sees himself as Superman is everything I am, or something like that. And I was thinking, is he trying to say that the mutant monkeys are his haters online? Like it's what got him canceled in the first place. I was like, okay, dude, we're trying to watch a movie about Superman, not about you. Superman. Am I talking the mic properly? And I just thought, okay, you just made this about. Did you just kind of make this thing about yourself? I don't know. I was like, I could not believe that fucking leak was true. When I saw the leak, I was like thinking, you know what? This sounds really bad, and that's because it was out of context. Yeah, it was still really bad in the movie. I was like, oh my fucking god, what? Oh my Jesus Christ! Also, I don't know. Yeah. This was just. Yeah. Also, I thought that like Lex Luthor keeping all of his ex-girlfriends and like other people who've written bad stuff about him. I was like there couldn't have been other metahumans there too. I was like, really? You just got random people. Also, why would they fucking complain that Metamorpho's making like a son? It's like, why are you complaining? Like, don't you want to get out of here? Like, I just thought that was really stupid. And the whole Planet Watch thing, like I was like thinking, why couldn't they use like the Infinitors? Like, wait, are they real or are they just from Young Justice? Hold on, let me look that up. DC Infinitors. Or Infinity Inc. Infinity Inc. Are they? Well, let me look that up. I think or maybe it's just something from. Maybe it was like different in Young Justice. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know much about the Infinity Inc. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that was weird. It was, yeah. I don't know. I wasn't Ultraman. They could have just made him Bizarro, but also just whatever. I don't know. I want to see iconic villains like Parasite, Toyman, Metallo, Livewire. If you don't want to do like the big guys like Brainiac or Mongol or those, I get that. I was surprised about that. What else is there? What was that thing like that the Justice Gang were fighting like that? It was in the first image release of Superman where he's putting the boots on. Yeah, the big eye. What was that thing? They said was it like a magical imp or something? Did they say that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
I can't remember the lines if they mentioned it.
Yeah, that was weird. I was like, Superman, shouldn't you be helping? I get your own.
No, I know why he's like, what the purpose of the scene was. It was one, comedic relief, and two, like as a joke. But it was also meant to show, oh look, he's kind of like stepping away, and he knows like people don't want him, and I get that, but
what's up, fourth?
Really work. It's annoying. The thing could have worked, but
it really could have worked, and just, yeah, it really could have worked. I don't know. I'm kind of scared for this DC universe now because it's going to be all under James Gunn.
Maybe you need the message of the film.
I do.
Hope.
Have hope. How can I have hope?
There's hopelessness.
How can I have hope? Seriously. Like, I just
I know there's been. I've heard from Axel and a few other people. Like again, he plans to get different directors and stuff.
he wants to get different directors, and I'm like,
But
please.
he the problem is he is not just a director or
he's the
a
fucking
creative.
CEO.
He is above them, and I have a feeling with his kind of ego, he's not.
He definitely has an
he's
ego.
probably not going to be able to help himself influence it.
Like, and he says
a lot.
I think he said, like, I heard he said, we're not gonna make a movie without a perfect script
or a good script.
What the fuck does a good
What
script-
is a good script?
I don't know.
Because no offense, this wasn't a good.
No, it
script.
wasn't. It was a
Like
mess.
it was mediocre, a little all over the place. So if this is his idea of a good script,
10
I'm
years
scared.
of this. 10 fucking years. That's what I was like. I was thinking this entire
We're
time.
gonna be like 32.
I know.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I'm joking. I don't mind.
I mind.
I know you mind. That's why I'm here for you. Okay.
Oh my god. This is like, yeah, you know what? Fourth, I think you're right. You know, I actually believe that he thinks that Flash is a great CBM because it looks exactly like his movie. You know, it's got falling babies. Shit was stupid as hell. And it gave me PTSD. Like I said before, it gave me PTSD from the Flash. Oh my god. Same cinematographer, and that's why it looks similar.
Look, I never saw The Flash. Thank
Yeah,
goodness,
good. Yeah,
but
let's watch it.
no offense. I lost 2 hours of my life watching this film that I will never be able to get
I
back.
lost it too. You weren't the only one.
I don't want to lose more time to I don't mind a bad film in some settings. Like, you know, sometimes bad films can have their place. But this isn't one of them. A boring film is a boring film. A bad film can be entertaining. A boring film will kill you. Unfortunately, that's just the facts.
Yeah. Oh god, this is just.
Anything else on your little notebook?
On my little. This was definitely a lot like a Flash. Yeah, I know. Fallen baby Joey's. Yeah, get that shit out of my sight. That shit looks as bad as the fucking Ice Age baby, or no, the baby from Twilight. Or no, it looks like Yoda from Star Wars Rebels. That's how fucking shit it looks.
Wait,
good old James Goon.
Choose your
fighter.
Yeah, which bitch baby's worse?
Yeah, which baby's fucking worse? I'm so. I don't know, and this is just.
It's like, what else? Have we hit all your points yet?
Yeah, we got most of the points, but I feel like we're missing stuff. I'm terrified of this DC universe. Like with the ego James Gunn has. You know, I mean, I know his fans are just gonna eat this up.
Look, can I say this wasn't a good start?
No, we don't even know what was the start of this DCU. Was it the Suicide Squad? Was it Creature Commandos? Was it Blue Beetle?
I don't know. Look, it's hard to say. I think they were wanting this to be the start. It does feel like that.
Yeah.
Because they try to build the world a little bit. But and you can tell, especially as soon as it starts opening with this, like, this many years ago, this, which
yeah, 3 centuries, 3 decades.
Yeah, I get
that was okay. It kind of went a bit.
Look, ridiculous. I get it. I know they're trying. I think this is them trying to set up the world they want, but I don't think they did a great job personally.
Oh, impactful was the Kryptonian change the plot. Other than having some SAG actors go boo Superman. What?
I think it's more so like it.
What is it with James Gunn making like? I don't know. What is it with James Gunn making like the main character's father's? Evil?
Yeah, look, I'm glad you enjoyed the film, but yeah, like I'm not a Superman.
I enjoyed the movie, but Man of Steel is better. Oh, of course.
But yeah, look, I'm not a huge Superman fan. I don't, but from a movie standpoint, yes. Unfortunately, the Man of Steel is better now. Some people might disagree. That's your opinion.
Yeah.
But from me, as someone who can, you know, from a film standpoint, if I were to sit down and watch a movie and you're like, okay, you got to pick a Superman. Here are your options.
You have you got the Chris Reeves Superman movie. You got Man of Steel.
What other father did? All of them.
Pretty much. Well, I mean, there's Ego.
Guardians of the Galaxy. That guy.
Yeah. Fucking Peacemaker's dad.
Like,
I mean,
it's
I mean,
pretty
I
much-
well, I mean, even though, yeah, I know Ego isn't even Star-Lord's father in the comics. I mean, yeah, I know Star-Lord's father in the comics might be evil or something. I don't know. I haven't read that shit, but
yeah,
I don't
look,
know.
it seems like in his films he has got a trait of
He has a trait.
father turns out to be evil.
Yeah, and it's like,
Yay.
I don't know. Whatever. And also, just like the whole city being fucking like split in half. I was like, what the fuck? When it all goes back together, I'm like, oh, what? This shit was worse than what happened in Man of Steel. And also, Superman killed Ultraman. It's like, are people gonna complain about that? Is blood telling his daughter, fuck you. That was that was really stupid. And the Suicide Squad, he's like, fuck you.
See, I know what the only, as I said, the only ones, it was the 2 Guardians of the Galaxy, not the third one, just the first 2. I didn't mind the first one. I can watch that one and be like, yeah, I'm not a huge Guardians fan.
Lois kissing Jimmy. When did that happen? Lois kissing Jimmy? Did I miss that? I don't think that. No, that didn't happen.
I didn't see that. Was I just absent?
Was I absent too?
I don't remember seeing them kiss at all.
Yeah, it was Superman being cucked. He's in the cuck chair or some shit.
Oh wait, kissing Jimmy's side quest. Yeah, the Jimmy side quest was weird. Performance.
He threw him into a black hole.
Yeah, a black hole. Unless he comes back as a twist that he didn't die. I think a black hole's pretty much an ending. Okay, I might have missed that part. I don't know. You know, I swear on the like the board, like they were showing the selfies. I swear I thought I saw like a topless image. I'm not kidding. I swear I saw like a topless image. No, I'm
but no, it was
outfit.
Yeah, it's just the outfit. I was like, I wouldn't have been surprised if that was actually a thing. Bizarro sounds more offensive word for a slow guy than the R. Oh my god. He could survive it and actually become. Yeah, I don't think they're really gonna do that though. I think they're already fucked up.
I'm not sure. Again, if they wanted to do something, again, throwing someone into a black hole has been used many times as a way to bring them back. I get that,
Yeah.
but they could also just leave it. I think they left a lot of things open that they could bring it back or retcon it. But I don't know. It's hard to say what they're gonna do. It would be very cheap to do that.
Yeti? What Yeti? What? Did we miss one?
I know a lot of the lines were really hard to pick up on. I will tell you that.
Did not like the scene of Supergirl showing up drunk as her intro. Yeah,
it was an odd choice.
I mean, still better than Supergirl and the Flash. That's what I'll say. Oh, did they? Oh, that's weird. That's very weird.
No idea.
I wanted that macaron. Okay, what are you guys talking about in the comments? You guys are having like a whole different. This is like a whole different movie.
Or it could just be lines we missed because
maybe
they were again. It was very easy to miss things just because of either not quite pacing, but just the delivery of the lines.
I don't. In the junior prequel. Oh, okay. Well, you can tell that's not really for us.
If it's in the comic,
Larry, you should bring this up to William. See if he has this in the story. He's like, oh, there's a Yeti or something.
Comics are a whole different beast. But we're just gonna talk about the film again. I know Axel might have read a few of the comics. I haven't really read any Superman comics.
I haven't read a lot of Superman comics, and I'm being honest.
I'm sure maybe if you are a comic book fan, you might be going, "Oh, cool! I guess."
Oh my god!
Which is fine. Enjoy what you want to enjoy.
Enjoy what you have. Enjoy what you want to enjoy.
I'm glad for anyone who actually could get enjoyment out of this film. Like, I'm happy for you. Like, it's always good to have something to get enjoyment from.
Yeah.
However, I just didn't, and that's sad.
I didn't either.
Tickets are expensive these days.
Yeah, they are really fucking. So is food.
Oh, cinema food has always been.
Oh yeah, but my point still stands.
Inflation.
Oh my god. When we heard about the Yeti toy, Fourth was saying he better be Superman chef at the Fortress. What? Lol, no, there was a Superman Yeti. The arms pop off. Well, let me look this up.
How do we get to the Yeti?
Hold up. Yeah, wait, hold up. Superman
Snorkel?
25 Yeti. Oh wow, there is it. Wait, let me. Yeah, wait,
Oh,
let me.
what?
Oh, what? Where was
What
that?
the
Some fucking.
hell?
Is this a Wampa or some shit?
That's-
Droga, that was a great. Jim Carrey does buffoonery. Hold up. What the
Wait,
fuck?
is this an actual toy?
Yeah, I think it is. Hold up.
But why? What's the Yeti
Well, I
got
mean,
to do with anything?
I don't know. I mean, they have this stuff all the time where
I
it's
know.
where things aren't actually in the movie.
Wait, his arm comes off? Yeah, what
What?
is it? A Wampa?
Yeah, is this a fucking Wampa? Huh?
Oh, that's so weird. What?
What the fuck?
That's a choice. Like I know sometimes they make toys that are just out there and there's like actually like barely any connection to the source material. I get it. That's the toy market for you. But this is weird.
It was really, really weird.
Maybe because they couldn't have Superman versus Lex Luthor dolls. That would kind of be too violent. So we just had a Yeti instead.
Oh my god. Fuck. Okay, so overall, what did you think of the movie? I mean, we were just
All right, well, let's just say
let's get. What would
do
you
get
rate it?
into
What would you rate it
ratings.
out of 10?
Look, overall, I would probably give it, if I was being lenient with the small positive stuff, I think it would be a 2 out of 10. Not for me. I can see why other people might enjoy it, but I can't, within good faith and my experience of the film, give it any higher than a 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
And that's sad. I don't think it was a 1. But it also wasn't anything higher than 2, so it's kind of stuck at 2.
Yep.
How do you feel about it?
I'm gonna give it a 3 to 4 out of 10. What favorite inappropriate music drop? I don't know. What? How is it a chef? I don't get it.
I think it's a joke.
Maybe, but I don't get the joke. That's how funny it is. That's how I don't get the joke. Fave action scene was Mr.
No, my guess was it was Superman's
Oh, okay.
roommate.
Superman's roommate.
Superman, his dog, and his roommate,
Yeah.
the Yeti.
Yeah, the Yeti.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, okay. That does sound like a gun thing to do. His gunisms.
No, that's too like actual bizarre humor to be his humor.
Which is exactly up his alley.
No. I'm talking about true bizarre humor. He doesn't do that.
Are you sure?
No, he's just like cheap, odd humor with like a little bit of slapstick, maybe kick you in the balls.
Oh yeah, they did a kick you in the balls joke earlier in the movie.
I was like,
oh yeah, well, on that dude, he was using the engineer as like a fucking bad, like wow. Like I was like, that's a bit intense, Superman. I agree. Yeah.
I also found it weird how there were some scenes which I felt like they should have been more brutal, but I also know why it wasn't. Like his laser eyes on characters, they would have been sliced in half, surely, right?
Oh yeah, like
it
when they were dropping to the ground, I was like, okay, that was a bit.
Look, I get it. They want a family film. They want to have as much of an audience as possible. But some of the things that were happening to the characters, I'm like, 1, I don't think they're gonna survive, and 2, they wouldn't look like that. They would probably be
yeah, pretty much. I'd give it like a 3 to 4 out of 10. I am kind of terrified for what Batman, Wonder Woman is gonna be like. Or heck, even this Justice League.
It was Superman's face burnt up the whole damn movie.
No, it was just when he was getting laser beamed by.
Can I say also he should have sustained a bit more damage because we've seen in this one he takes a lot longer to seemingly heal.
Yeah.
And some of the things he seemed to like take forever to heal, and then he only took a little bit to heal. I get it. Maybe it has to do with the sun.
Also, wait.
There were points where he wasn't in the sun, and then it's like his burnt face is like, oh, it's just a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
It's
Also,
like,
with Ultraman, how come? Why? When he was in the Hammer of Baravia armor, was that his voice or was that someone else's voice?
yeah, because he never spoke after.
Yeah, he never
that.
spoke again. So that's why I was a bit confused.
Like I thought maybe it was Lex Luthor because he was saying the same lines, but it also sounded like Lex was telling someone to say the lines.
Yeah.
So I'm confused. I don't know, but I don't really.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a hangover. I think it might have been a hangover. I don't know.
They made a throwaway comment on that.
Yeah, they brought that. They mentioned that,
but it also didn't explain.
They mentioned the hypno classes.
That was
That was like, okay, you didn't need to bring that up because it's just something that's always been accepted that Clark Kent just wears glasses.
Look, I know why they did that because some people like to joke about it, but at the same time, it wasn't really necessary. That was my phone.
That was your phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know it was a nothing line. Like they could have had it in, they could not have had it in. It was just like whatever.
Oh my god, yeah, it's just should have been Molly. Should have been on Molly.
Oh,
you mean
Molly? Like Molly is a drug. Are you talking about the drug, Molly?
It's
a party drug.
Oh, it's a party drug.
Yeah, it's often I think in a pill form. I heard you talking about that, and I'm just taking that out of context. Please confirm.
Yeah, please confirm. I don't know.
Look, dude, if you take anything while watching a film, of course, it's going to have a different experience, especially if it's a psychedelic.
Fourth. What are you trying to say? Fourth.
Are you referring to ecstasy?
That ecstasy?
I don't know. I have no idea. Unless Molly was a character.
Molly. Yeah,
I don't know. No idea.
We're exhausted from this movie.
And in your comments, no offense, aren't really helping me figure it out what you're talking.
Yeah. This movie. I don't know. This movie.
Even better idea. Oh, will you stop it?
Oh my god. Fourth. You're driving us insane. Driving us insane with your comments.
We should just take DNT while we're at it. An overdose, on all three, okay?
Yeah.
Calm down.
Oh my god. Fuck. Okay, look. This movie, it had potential. Had so much. But I just think it was James Gunn. He couldn't help himself. Felt like, I don't know. Look,
and I get it. We said this earlier, like we don't want, it's not necessarily, bad isn't the best word to use because again, bad gives the impression and gives people the idea of like actually bad films where like, oh, it's
misguided, the movie is.
Yeah. So bad is not a good word to use. I would just say, look, it was lackluster. A lot of things fell flat and it was overall quite emotionless and boring. But hey, it had potential. And I know some people liked it.
If they make a sequel,
claps to you.
If they make a sequel, I don't want Gunn directing or even writing. He's probably gonna write it, but I don't want him directing.
No offense, I don't trust his script writing.
I don't trust the script writing
either.
I
really don't.
Because he's all one trick pony, dude. One trick fucking pony. It's just, I don't know.
And can I also say, he seems to not be able to actually write. I don't know.
He can't write a script.
I don't know.
Without a fucking joke.
Or even approving scripts.
Or even
I think we have a problem. He's up there. He's the one who's saying yes.
Yes.
That's the problem.
The Flash is the greatest comic book movie of all time. You know what? No. Hey, his was.
Also, comic book movie. You are aware not all comic book movies are superhero movies, right? Yeah. There are a lot of comic book movies, as in adapted from comic books.
Yeah.
If we really wanted to get nitpicky, we could even say anime.
Yeah, manga.
And like a manga, they're comic book films in a sense,
Yeah,
similar media.
like
So
Death Note.
I don't think saying the best comic book movies. Maybe you want to say the best superhero comic book movie.
Oh, yeah, I wonder if that Swamp Thing is that Swamp Thing show is even gonna. Is it a show or movie? I think it's a movie. Oh yeah, because they already had that show with Swamp Thing, and they canceled it.
I don't know. I think they have a lot of projects up in the air currently.
They do, and they're greenlighting so much shit. Like there's the Supergirl movie, that fucking Batman Brave and the Bold movie. Oh, is it gonna? Oh yeah, don't forget the Batman Part 2, which I think
they've got a lot of things that they're like yes, but I don't know how many are gonna reach that completion and release.
Oh god, yeah, that is the thing. Made the final frame of the DCEU Ocean Master eating a cockroach for laughs. Yeah, I saw that clip. I was like, really? That's how we're ending it? Seriously? It's just like, what other projects? This Booster Gold, probably another season of Creature Commandos. Oh yeah, The Authority. That's going to be another version of Suicide Squad, no doubt. What else is there? What other shit did he? Oh yeah, that Paradise Lost. Hold up, DCU projects
announced. Here we are.
Okay. Lanterns. Oh yeah, the Amanda Waller show.
Brave and the Bold. Paradise Lost.
Oh yeah, there's
Walker.
Rumors to be that
Titans.
There's rumors of that Teen Titans movie. Oh yeah, Clayface. Yeah, they got David Bowie lookalike to play Clayface.
What if James Gunn?
Oh, Zack Snyder. Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know.
There's a bit too much heat around the two of them.
Oh no. Oh, I mean they're friends.
I know they're friends, but I don't know.
Holy shit, their fandoms.
I don't know if they would feel like again. I don't think they would do that. It doesn't seem like again. I don't think
really Zack would.
Another thing, Zack Snyder wants to go in a different direction currently with his filmography and his career. So I don't think he wants to. I don't think, from what I can see, from what he's doing currently, I don't think he wants to actually step back into the DCU.
And you know what? I don't blame it. It's a fucking
and again, it wasn't a very pleasant ending for him in that sense. So I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't want to go back. And I think he's happy with what he's got plans to do right now. So I don't think he really, even if it was maybe offered to him, I think he's happy doing his own thing, which. It's fine. Like that's his decision, and I think it's whatever. Like he has no obligation to continue with anything DC.
Yeah. But James Gunn.
Creature Commandos was so bad.
Creature Commandos was so bad. Let's feel sorry for the villains. Yeah. I don't know why Gunn likes making us feel sorry for the villains. I don't know. Superman's face got a wrinkle from the kryptonite. Yeah, that was a choice. Oh, was it Wrigley? Oh, did he get Wrigley or did he get burned? I don't know.
No. He got burned in a different scene and Wrinkly in another.
I don't even remember.
Look, it was meant to show like, his life is being drained away.
Life is being drained. Help me, Anakin. Anakin, help me. I don't know.
The box office, why the change in direction?
But that box office, why the change of direction? Well, which box office? Whose box office?
What do you mean, like the box, like as a box office hit?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure what you're trying to get at on that one. Look, I think the reality is, at least for us over here, it's released during a time when there's like school holidays, so families are wanting to go watch film.
They're gonna watch Smurfs too.
Well, only for really young kids.
Guys, Rihanna is Smurf that. Did you not know that?
No, but I'm talking like over here, the environment currently is like school holidays are happening. Look, unless you have really young kids, most families are going to, like, again, maybe I would say 11, 12-year-olds in some cases. I wouldn't go anything younger than 11, but I think, again, like, at least 12-year-olds up. If you're a family, you're going to be like, oh, Smurfs is a bit too kiddish. Oh, but Superman is good. And you probably go see that. So that's where it's making a lot of the money over here, apart from, like, some hardcore fans or people who just are going to see it. Because apart from maybe like Jurassic World, there's nothing else.
Who gives a shit about Jurassic
World? I know, but I'm
saying... Fantastic Four's coming out.
No, but I'm saying currently in cinemas, it's not really competing against anything. So over here, it's probably going to make its money, at least a decent amount, because there's nothing else really in cinemas.
Yeah.
Um,
So
that's what we would say for at least the box office over here. I don't know about worldwide. I don't know about other countries. But yeah, here it's in an environment where it's probably gonna make a decent amount.
So yeah, Superman movie. I gave you a chance, failed. So that's gonna wrap it up, guys. I hope you enjoyed a very nice stream.
I know
And
it was. Oh, I get it. I know. We wish it was more positive.
Yeah,
Wait. It's not fun to dwell on the negatives, but look, it is what it is. I can't change it.
I can't change it either.
But hey, I can't stress this enough. If you enjoyed it, I envy you.
Dude, I wish I was you who enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But also, I'm like, would that really be your taste? So yeah,
Oh,
look,
no.
look.
Me and my film choices and the films I like. Unfortunately,
so yeah, guys, be respectful in the comments. And yes, thank you for everyone who joined. Or not joined, well, commented and said hi. Wow, we had like 113 watching. And what's my partner's name? Droga. Eli. Name's right there.
Yeah, Eli.
Yes.
Eli. Pronounce it right. So many people don't pronounce it right.
Yeah, I know.
I don't get mad at them, but
Yeah. I know. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you all
well, maybe after Fantastic Four, I think.
And after Fantastic Four, who knows? But
we'll see how that one goes.
We'll see you all later. Peace.